Hello friends, I am Dr. Rekha Pathak and today I am going to speak on an important topic known as how to prepare a good or a qualitative MCQ. You all are well aware of the term MCQ. MCQ means multiple choice questions. It is a type of objective examination pattern which is used for conducting many competitive examinations like the SETNET or MPSC, UPSC, etc. It is also used for conducting so many entrance examinations for professional courses like medical entrance, engineering entrance, law entrance, education entrance, etc. Also, in today's current situation, in the COVID-19 situation that we are facing, many of the universities could not conduct their regular examinations. Therefore, now the universities are all coming to think on the lines that why not to conduct MCQs for the students of higher education. So, this is the importance of the MCQ examinations. MCQs are a form of assessment for which students are asked to select one or more of the choices from the list of answers. MCQ consists of a stem and a set of options. In these options, there is one option which is correct and that is known as the key. And there are other options which are incorrect. They are known as the distractors. MCQs are used to assess the students for knowledge comprehension, understanding, application of the acquired knowledge, analysis of the information, judging or evaluating the information, and also for creation of new ideas or theories based on the acquired information. It is very important to know how to make a correct MCQ. Though it seems to be a simple pattern of exam, it is actually not very easy to prepare a effective or a qualitative MCQ. So today I will be giving you some small tips on how to make an effective MCQ. Dr. Bloom classified 3 domains of learning. Look at this diagram. In this you can see there are 3 domains of learning: the cognitive domain, the affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. As you can see, the cognitive domain mainly deals with the mental skills and knowledge or information. The affective domain deals with the attitudes and self. And the psychomotor domain deals with the manual or physical skills. That is head, heart, and hand. Those are the 3 edges of learning. So in this we can see the cognitive domain, the mental skills are developed. In the affective domain, everything related with values, sensitivity, these kind of emotions can be developed. And in the psychomotor domain, you can see that everything related to skills like cycling is a skill, handwriting is a skill. So those kind of skills are developed in the psychomotor domain. So when we are preparing MCQs, MCQ is a type of exam. This kind of exam is mainly dealing with the cognitive skills. Now we can look at this diagram of Bloom's taxonomy. We can see the cognitives or the cognitive domain is further shown with this kind of objectives. You can see at the base it is remember or knowledge. The next level, which is a little more higher level, is understanding or comprehension. The next level is whatever you have learned or whatever information you have received, if you use that information in new situations, that is known as application. And then you can see in the next higher level, if you draw connections among ideas, differentiate or analyze a situation, distinguish or examine the knowledge that you have studied, that is known as analysis or synthesis. And further if you go, then it is evaluation, that is when you give value judgments or you support a certain information, or you make a critical analysis of any piece of information. That is, you are able to evaluate a piece of information. And further, or at the highest apex, you can see it is the creation or appreciation or producing something new from the knowledge you have gained. If you are able to produce something new, design your own, or construct your own, develop your own thoughts, investigate, you become an author of certain books, etc. These kind of things will be in creation. Characteristics of multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions are probably the most widely used of objective tests. Such questions are normally composed of 4 parts, that is the stem, the options, the distractors, and the key. The distractors are the incorrect responses. The stem is the question or the incomplete statement, or it can be a picture also. And the key is the correct answer. How to write a good multiple choice question. There are certain things you have to keep in mind while writing multiple choice question. Multiple choice question, also known as items. They can be an effective and efficient way to assess learning outcomes. Multiple choice test items have several advantages. They can be versatile. They can be written to assess various levels of learning outcomes, from basic recall to application to analysis and evaluation, because students are choosing from a set of potential answers. However, there are obvious limits on what can be tested with MCQ. For example, they are not an effective way to test students' ability to organize thoughts or articulate explanations or create ideas. Multiple choice question can be reliable also. Reliability is defined as the degree to which a test consistently measures a learning outcome. MCQ items are less susceptible to guessing than true or false questions, making them more reliable means of assessment. The reliability is enhanced when the number of multiple choice items focused on a single learning objective is increased. A multiple choice question has to be valid also. Here we can see that validity is the degree to which a test measures the learning outcomes it purposes to measure. Because students can typically answer a multiple choice item much more quickly than an essay question. Test based on multiple choice item can typically focus on a relatively broad representation of course material, thus increasing the validity of assessment. Uses of MCQ. MCQs are used to measure a variety of outcomes such as information, understanding, principles, and the ability to interpret data. Many standardized tests also use MCQs because of their wide applications. We will see some examples of how MCQs are used to measure the knowledge outcome. These kind of questions, they measure facts, principles, laws, etc. In this example, you can see the Newton's law of motion asked, and there are 4 options are given. So that is to measure the knowledge outcome. In the same way, MCQs are used to measure the comprehension outcome also, or the understanding outcome. In the above example, you can see that such kind of MCQs need the student to understand and then solve problems. So these are to measure the outcome at the understanding level. In the same way, the MCQs are also used to measure outcomes at the application level. They are used to test the ability to justify methods and procedures. For example, you can see whatever formulas or rules, etc. are taught to the student, and if they have understood it, they should be able to apply it to a new situation, and that those kind of questions can also be asked in the MCQs to measure the outcome at the application level.